Oxygen is the most successful serial killer in the history of the universe. Long before humans existed, it wiped out 99% of all life on Earth. This wasn't a slow change, it was a sudden, toxic apocalypse. But why did our planet suddenly start producing its own poison? To understand this, we have to travel back 2.4 billion years. Back then, the Earth didn't have blue skies or white clouds, the air was thick, smelly, and completely lethal to us. The sky was a hazy orange. The world was ruled by tiny microbes that hated oxygen. They lived on methane and sulfur. To them, oxygen was pure acid. It was a stable, peaceful world of slime. But something tiny was about to break everything. Enter cyanobacteria. These tiny organisms figured out a new trick called photosynthesis. They used sunlight to make food. It sounds innocent, right? It wasn't. Their waste product was a gas nobody had ever seen before. This is where the story gets truly terrifying. These bacteria started farting out massive amounts of oxygen. At first, the Earth tried to absorb it. The oceans acted like a giant sponge, but every sponge has a limit. The answer to our first question is simple. Life itself created the poison. These bacteria were so successful they overpopulated the entire planet. They were breathing out death for everyone else, and they couldn't stop. Here is the part that sounds made up. But it isn't. The entire ocean literally rusted. The oxygen reacted with iron in the water, turning the seas blood red. It was a global chemical reaction that changed the face of the world. For the other microbes, this was the end. Oxygen tore through their cell walls like fire. They had no protection and no way to hide. Imagine the air you breathe suddenly becoming mustard gas. That was their reality. Scientists call this the Great Oxidation Event, but a better name would be the First Great Dying. It was the largest mass extinction in history, but nobody could have predicted what happened next. We're not even at the worst part yet. The oxygen didn't just kill the microbes, it killed the climate. It reacted with the methane in the air, which kept the planet warm. Without methane, the temperature plummeted. The Earth turned into a giant snowball. This wasn't a normal ice age, this was a 300 million year deep freeze. The entire planet was covered in ice several miles thick, even at the equator. If an alien had visited our solar system then, they would have seen a dead, white rock. Life was trapped under the ice, starving and suffocating. It looked like the experiment was over. Oxygen had won. Stay with me, because what comes next is the part most people never hear. In the darkness, a few survivors were doing something impossible. They weren't just hiding from the poison, they were learning how to eat it. Some organisms evolved to use oxygen as a superfuel. Oxygen is incredibly reactive, which makes it a high-energy power source. These new oxygen breathers had 10 times more energy than the old methane eaters. This high-energy fuel allowed life to become complex. Without the oxygen catastrophe, multicellular life might never have happened. You wouldn't be here. No plants, no animals, no humans, just slime. But there is a dark side to this deal that we still live with today. Oxygen is still a poison. It's just a very slow one. It's the reason your car rusts, and it's a major reason why you age. Every breath you take gives you life, but it also slowly damages your cells. We call this oxidative stress. We are literally burning from the inside out, fueled by the same gas that killed the world. We are the descendants of the monsters that survived the apocalypse. We are the poison eaters. But the Earth isn't finished changing. Here's the part that sounds like science fiction. Some scientists believe the oxygen levels on Earth are not permanent. In about 1 billion years, the sun will get hotter. This will cause a chain reaction that might strip the oxygen away. The old microbes, the ones that love methane, are still here. They are hiding in deep sea vents and underground. They are waiting for their world to come back. They have been waiting for 2 billion years. History is a circle. What we see as life is just a temporary phase fueled by a toxic gas. We are living in the middle of a chemical fluke that happened by accident. Think about that next time you take a deep breath. You are inhaling the very thing that froze the planet and murdered almost everything. It is the most dangerous substance on Earth, and you can't live without it. We owe our existence to a group of bacteria that didn't know when to stop. They were the world's first polluters, and their pollution created the world we love. It's a beautiful, terrifying irony. Now, astronomers look for oxygen on other planets as a sign of life, but we forget that for most of Earth's history, oxygen was the sign of a dying world. Context is everything in the universe. Life doesn't just adapt to the environment, life creates the environment. We are not just passengers on this rock, we are the ones who changed the chemistry of the entire solar system. We spend billions on antioxidant creams and vitamins to fight the very air we breathe. We are in a constant battle with our own fuel. It's a war we've been fighting since the first snowball Earth. So, is oxygen a gift or a curse? The answer is both. It's the deadliest poison and the ultimate spark of life. Without the catastrophe, you wouldn't be here to wonder about it. The Great Oxidation Event proves one thing: even the worst disaster can be the beginning of something beautiful. Just remember, keep breathing, even if it is technically killing you slowly.